Hi Genz, welcome back to Genz Mom Pod. I'm happy you took the time out for your own healing to be here today on the show. Today we're going to talk about a topic because it's March break here in Canada, and we're going to talk about what does it look like when the schools are out in the Caribbean, when it's holidays. What do we do? What do the children do? What do the parents do, right? What does the grandparents do? We're going to talk about a story here on Gen Z Mom Pod that might touch the lives of many people, right? May be relatable to many, may make you cry a little bit, may make you feel profoundly proud, right? Stories that are shared on the show is not to make you feel down and to make you feel sad. It's all stories of upliftment. So you can say, hey, I know this. You can say, I know this already, right? You can say also, I'm going to learn from this. I'm not going to let this happen to me. Because healing is not saying that you know everything, right? It's being honest in what you do know and what you don't, and learn from what you don't. So on Gen Z Mom Pod, we're going to pick up all the pieces on the story topics that can help us, right? Because that's what it's about. We're going to waste no time to jump into this one. We're going to keep the stories short, and you can check them out here anytime on Gen Z Mom Pod. Follow us on my main, on Gen Z Mom Pod Toronto, or at Gen Z Mom Pod, and DM your stories there, because I would be happy to tell it here on the show anytime. Alrighty? So with that being said, let's jump into the story. When holiday time in the Caribbean, we know say a time for your foot bun foot, right? Usually, when me grew up in the Caribbean and a holiday time, me not even do my mother yard. Me make sure say me make plans for my granny yard, or me go, me go to the beach, or me go places, right? Me go see all the family member them when me no see usually during school time. So this is another story of the right to getting the opportunity to be on break and to say, yeah, I'm a free paper. I go start now, right? I go start now. I go go out there and have a lot fun with my friend them. I already have all of the itinerary, the things I'm going to do, right? You know, say things are going to happen over the break because it is what happened every year. You're anticipating, right? With a grand market, rather, I don't want Ochiago, rather over Kingston market, right? It no matter. Just the excitement of not being in school. So we also can go river, right? River, we got a beach, right? If you know, say Marjan have a June plum tree or a mango tree over there, you go read it, right? Things like that as a Caribbean child is just freedom to us. You eat, remember, as a Caribbean child, you either go there on the streets all the time, or you're going to be catch up in a house. You're going to in a house, or you're going to on the street or room. And me was the house rat. But I also get time to be outside as well. So I know what it's like to have fun. I know what it is like to go to the rivers. It's what you look forward to on a March break. So we're going to talk about the story about this writer and how he was growing up in the Caribbean on March break. And hear about how him spend him time on the holiday season. And hear how it affect him in his life from that day forward. Maybe listen to the story, The writer wishes to call the story The River Cry. The River Cry, right? Trigger warning of loss, right? Of death also, right? Loss of your little brother, right? Being judged, right? Being called names, being blamed, right? Suicidal ideation, depression, anxiety, right? Mental health issues, right? Hearing voices that are not there, schizophrenia. There's a lot of things that comes across with this story because it is a very strong story when it comes to, family and blood. What does it look like being the older brother taking care of a younger gen? It is your responsibility, right? Growing up in the Caribbean, we take that very seriously as an older sibling, right? Anything that happen to your younger sister, and your brother, says a home, 2 toes. They not even wait to ask the people, the pitney, what happened to them. They might go blame you, the older gen, and look at you and say, what happened to him? When you did it, right? Where were they? Why are you taking care of your younger brothers and sisters? Where were they? So it's all about breaking the generational curse and not passing on blame to each other. Because here it is, you got a river with a cousin, you got a river with a brother. Yes, that is fine. But in all honesty, are you not supposed to be supervised? So that we talk about on Gen Z Mom Pod is just not to ignore the fact of the obvious and to know when to stop casting blame and when to step up, right? There's a time now, a time will make the difference and stop say we can, but actually do it and put the work in. So we're going to talk about The River Cry, how the writer overcome his story. But we have go on. The sun did hot the day there, my skin burning like fire. And my friend them never mind to go down by the river. Holiday time in St.Lucia was the best. No school, no stress, just running wild in all of the hills them and in the river. But it have a little brother named Jay. He always go everywhere I go and go. He never left my side. Mommy always say, take care of Jay, you know? Take care of him. You are the big brother now. Take care of him. Even though I love my little brother, sometimes I get in trouble. I never want him to be there. As you know it, having a little sibling following me everywhere can be really annoying. One day, I say I go down by the river. The water look cool and fresh. Rushing all over the big stone them. I plans I make with my friend them. We decide that we are going to meet by the river on Saturday morning. You don't know, say it's March break, there was no school. Everybody show up on time. But decide to bring Jay and my other friend them bring them siblings as well. We always have plans to do with one thing. But we make sure so they were safe. We always leave them on the bank and tell them where them to go. But my little brother, I already know say him really stubborn. I make my way down to the river, the water they look nice. I climb up on the vines like some of Tarzan. Before you know it, I'm a friend them jump in too. The whole of we start talking and take an action figure. Who want a Superman? Who want a Batman? Just a jumping out of the water. The whole of we distracted, we not even pay attention. Before you know it, 1 hour gone by and 2. Gia did in the water too. My people over me see me. Alright, you over there start play with the other guy, brother. My little brother did kind of stubborn though. One time in the back of my ears, me hear my other friend tell him to come out of that part of the water. And me have to yell and tell him, say, Jay, move from this, you're not here. But before you know it, I went back over there to play with my friend. I never did I give much notice to the situation. 1 minute me there on the rock with Kino and them. The next minute me hear the splash and the ball out. Jay, where there? Jay, come help him. Tommy, come help him. I said, me? What go on now with Jay? I jump off of the stone and I run up out wish by everybody there. My heart drops same time. I turn around and I look and I say, Jay, come on now, we're ready. Jay. Nobody no come out. I look and I say, we in there, they say in the water. I say, which part I jump down, dive in there same time. I never see nothing. The water was so deep. I keep on and ask every time I come out where and jump back in. My effort was futile. My friends was trying so hard. One big old space and the water we dive in same time. We have no idea where it took him. It seemed as if he went into the sinking sun. This beach was known to have a sinking sun where multiple people disappeared before. We never take it too seriously because it never happened to anybody when we know. Jay, we're there. Jay, me start ball out. At the back of my head, me know what will happen. It's not the fact that my mother will kill me on top of that. It's the fact that my father also will too. The stress just took over myself right now when I start shitting myself. Before you know it, this come too. My friend them spend all night there looking. Me never want to go home. 7 o'clock the day I look same way. Everybody said them I go home 9 o'clock. Oh, when a bunch of people did their help us search. And now I'm going to go home and tell my mother. By then, me I really wonder if them are going to know. I'll be touching to the steps at the house. But just feel a cool breeze on my back. I hear my mother shut the pot cover. I know that she just done cook. I smell the good smell of the turkey neck and the rice. She said, go and go change your clothes and pass me G1 them too. I look in her eyes with the deepest fear of sadness. She said, what Gia they in their back of your when there? I look at him and I say, Mommy, I'm sorry. Him say, you're sorry for what your brother there. I say, Mommy, I'm sorry, but in gone. My mother turned to me and she said, what make you make your brother gone with your friend them? You don't really know your friend them. What type of brother you be for not watching your brother and not bring him home? I finally realized that through all of the talking, she don't understand what I mean. I touch her and I say, Mommy, in gone, in drowned today. My mother looked at me with great sadness in her eyes and the tears came immediately. She said, what you mean by in gone today? I said, drowned, Mommy, in drowned on the river. The strength left her body and she turned weak. She dropped same time. She bawled out, whoa, you do this to me, and I said that. What you mean? Where your brother there? The whole time she in a denial. She never acknowledged what I said or me after that. 2004, you know, my father come home and she shared the news. Then both of them go down at the riverside and take one night. After that, me never see them till the next year. We really sit around the kitchen table, nothing was said. My mother asked me what happened. Me tell her. At the end of the day, you know what them say? Me never going back down to that river, and it was my responsibility to keep my brother safe. Nobody asked me how I felt or how the trauma made me feel. Sleepless nights waking up with my brother when we share a room with. Looking over there thinking me a hearing voice calling me, Tommy, Tommy, when I look. Me not see no J. The anxiety, the depression. After that, me not even want to eat. Me drop how much pound and me look like a dog. My parents was in so much pain, they didn't even realize me. They didn't even notice me. Life just come as a blur after that. Thank God them find the body. 2 weeks before the body resurfaced, it was sure a current or the sinking sun. The river was bought off after that. Really, when I look into it, the river was not supposed to be there. But the body never forced me to go. That is the thing of blaming. Everybody think to blame me and what happened. But nobody thought that I was just a kid on a March break. Thinking about how I should just have fun. And should not have been parenting myself. At the end of the day, I'm really sorry for the loss of my brother. It's something I will never get over. The relationship between me and my parents never get better. Only get worse. Every time I do something bad, I hear about the fact of, oh, I killed my brother. They never really afraid to tell me. They never really hide and talk. That day changed my life forever. I was just a little boy growing up in St.Lucia. But now I am a man and I still face the same struggles. The fact that they blame everything I do and judge all my actions. The fact that they believe in a stranger more than me. Because I took away my brother, I didn't do such thing. It was an accident. When you look at the cards that were given to me and how I dealt them, I was just being the big brother in all I know how. I never thought it was fair that my parents blamed me for the loss of my brother. I could have not done anything. I was just there living the childlike life that I had to live. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter about who getting blamed. It's a fact that me have to move on and live with the death of my brother's memory. I walk by his grave every now and then. I put flowers on him. I talk to him. Every year, I give him an update on his birthday about what is happening in our family life. What would happen if he had kids by now? About my kids and my partner. I we told we would have started a business by now. We know so well we like to jump on the back of the truck. By now we would have started our own fleets of truck for sure. Taking manufactured goods across the island. That was his dream. Jay will always be my best friend. It is a loss that I feel deep down within. Nothing hurts like losing a sibling. A sibling you grew up with. A sibling you're close to. It's almost like half of you just disappear one day. Now that I'm an adult and I know what to look out for in trauma in children and to listen to their parents' side of the story, once you experience loss, it is so traumatic. You think everybody around you have something to do with it. These are things that I had to retrain my mind to think in a positive way. That is why I started the trauma therapy. I'm so happy to be here to share my story, Sashane. Mine is one of loss, but there's also happiness as well. I have used this opportunity again to build myself in many motivational ways. By going to therapy for one, which I never thought to do ever, it has changed the way that I see other people and the relationship with me and my parents. It can only get better from here. Me not forget about my brother. Me think about him every day. But me know how I feel like if somebody blame you and say it's your fault, when really you're just a kid seeking a happy life, seeking fun and enjoyment and a break. Right? How could I have known a March break would have changed my life? Nobody ever think about those things. But now I look at it for the best and I reign with positivity that my life will keep on being prosperous and my brother watches over me. Another story in time, shared here on Genz Mom Pod. The writer took the time out to DM their story to tell about the loss of his brother. Right? Growing up losing a sibling without your fault, without your fault. That is a really tough situation, right? And you know your parents are going to say, where are you there, where you not watch your brother? When they too could have been at the river and the same thing could have happened. We don't really know what would have happened if the courses changed time. But at the end of the day, this is what happened. The writer lost his brother, and he was not comforted. He was not given counsel, right? Imagine you go there with your brother, and your brother go drown and jump in the water and you see and try to save your brother. How traumatic and how exhausting that must be. And then now you come out of the water and you never really come to know success. Your brother, still deceased. And then you go home now, you go get blamed now. And for that day onward, you have to live in a shadow. You have to live and hear what would have happened if he was able to achieve all these things. And you're going to be pushed down and told that you're the reason why those things are not possible today. Because you never watch him. Your little brother as a child. And you was a child too. Come on now. At time we end generational trauma and top blame people who can't take responsibility for nothing. That is nobody's fault but the parents' own. Now send a picnic go somewhere where you not there, where you can have your 2 eyes pan. And if a school on a March break and they not have no supervision, you need to go pay for supervision and take them go work with you. At time now if you stop things like pitney or raise pitney. Right? Let them enjoy their childhood, right? Let your children be children for as long as they can be. And be the parents that they need. That is why we talk about this on Gen Z Mom Pod, right? About ways that we can learn from our children by just listening. Stopping to listen, giving them a little bit of patience, right? And planning ahead around their schedule. Because March break happen every year. So if you don't make a plan for your son knowing, say, hey, my 2 pitney are going to be running while I want to make sure they're safe. 2 Tuesday, then go river something happen. How can you blame anybody else? You have a whole year. You have years to plan. Them are in a school, so something happen yearly. You had time to plan. So don't blame your son or your daughter when, something big happen like that because you did not put, steps in place to keep them safe. So you're going to blame the actions that happen because of your negligence, because you neglected them. That is not fair. Stop the generational curse of blaming your younger gen, of blaming the kids, of blaming in general. Put on your big granny panty on and take responsibility because we are cut off the blaming system. You cannot be assigning roles that are so massive to children. That's a lot of work, right? So again, let's give our younger gens, right, a fresh sheet of paper to start with no trauma. We rip one from the book and we say, hey, start right where you want right. Me not put no title on anything on your paper. You have your own paper. And all we can do with this is to feel the trauma within us. Keep it. Shut them out. And then you rip now a healing page with nothing on it. You rip out a blank page. And you keep it all of the trauma. And you pass it to your pitney and you say, younger gen, you have a better chance now to have a better future. You have a better chance to have a better future. Take your paper. Take the clean sheet. So now, this is the type of paper we want to pass on to a younger gen. So we are planning to keep the trauma. So that we are teach on Gen Z Man Pod. We are teach ourselves for brain, right? We are reprogram ourselves. We are retrain with brain. We are reparent ourselves. Reparenting ourselves to keep our trauma within ourselves, to heal that trauma, and to pass on a fresh sheet of paper to our younger generation, our younger gens. Gens, the healing starts with you. It's pretty easy, isn't it? As you've been hearing today on the show, there are steps that we can take to make our lives better. These are small steps, big steps, whatever steps that it might be that you think that you need on your own journey. But just don't ignore the fact that you need help. Just start today. Thank you so much for taking the time out to join me here. I post weekly, again, daily on Gen Z Mom Pod and on Gen Z Mom Toronto. Stick around and enjoy also lifestyle content that I'll be dropping here weekly as well. Subscribe to the show, turn your notifications on. I am happy, Genz. I am happy you're here. And it's March break. Before you know it, it's going to be spring. It's 6 days till spring. Woohoo! We're going to take this baby outside and we're going to talk about healing stories in nature. Won't that be exciting? Something to look forward to. Thank you for sticking around, Genz. This is just the start of our healing journey. Catch you later. Bye-bye.